This is Body Tune-Up. Remember, with Body Tune-Up, we talk about things that we should not eat and things that we should eat. And we also talk about behavior patterns. Today we're going to talk about white bread. White bread used to be whole wheat, like the wheat. And someone got the bright idea in Europe to use some chemicals and bleach them. The wheat grows up and you take it apart. They decided to add bleach to it. In adding bleach to it, they took out all the nutrients. The only thing that was left was the fiber and no color, no nutrients, no vitamins, no minerals, very little. And with white bread or with the wheat, as you make it, you can add water, eggs like you do bread, or other recipes that you might deal with it. However, with that idea, once you make some bread or some dough, like the little doughboy, or any other substance, then it looks good with the brown or yellow covering, with butter or with peanut butter or whatever you want to put with it. But as soon as you put it into your mouth for digestion, that's when the problem starts. White bread going down after it gets wet is like an example that was shown to me. Let's just say you ball it up, some bread, and you pat it like a burger. If you throw it against the wall, it will stick like glue. And it will take a little something to pull it off of the wall. And as you put it into the oven to cook, it will cook thoroughly. But as you brought it back after it's cooled off and balled up again, the same thing will happen. White bread or white flour became quite popular for the simple reason that it is cheap, very cheap. And they made everything out of it: biscuits, bread, pizza, and the list goes on. However, as you eat the white bread and it goes down into your digestive system, that's when the problem starts. Once it gets past the liver, the pancreas, and gets into the colon part, it will stick like it does on the wall. And unless you eat some fiber, like salad, fruit, greens, nuts of some sort, it will stay there for a while. And it will cover up all the villi and anything else that is supposed to be there. Even if, like we discussed last time, drinking water, even if the colon is ready for digestion after drinking some water, this white bread, wet and sticky, cannot be digested too well. It will stick there until you have some roughage to move it out. That's the problem with white bread. You can put peanut butter on it, mayonnaise on it, fix sandwiches and so forth. But if you don't have any roughage with it, it'll be a serious problem. That's how some people can eat white bread with red meat or chicken or other substance, and they get fat or constipated or other problems that come up. White bread is good in its own way, but like I said, as soon as you start eating it and it goes down, that's when the problem starts. The problem is so bad until other problems, physical problems, will start. People that eat the bread, unless you add millet or some grain to it to mix it, it's horrible. Now, with white bread, like I said, it sticks on the wall after it's wet. Once it gets in your colon, it takes a while to get out. And it's sticky, true. And it will cover up, and unless you have, like mentioned, unless you have some fiber, like salad, fruit, grains, nuts, something to go in there and wash it out, then it should be okay. But you got to have some fiber to go behind it. However, with brown bread, it's a totally different ball game. With brown bread, you have all the nutrients, amino acids, the substance that will help your skin, your brain, your muscles, your nerves, the bloodstream. It has everything in it. That's one reason why in Egypt, as they ate wheat, whole wheat, they were able to get stronger and better. The brownness in it, in the whole wheat, you have the kernel, the upper part, and like I said, you have the vitamins, the amino acids, the minerals, plus you got a lot of fiber, lots of fiber. Once the fiber goes into your mouth and all the nutrients are there, once it gets down, it gets into your system after you have drank some water to help the digestive system out. It will go in and clean up all the colon. It will give nutrients to the kidneys, the spleen, and the liver. That is a place where a filter. Once it gets into the colon, that fiber will go in and clean it out so that actually you can almost lose weight just eating wheat bread. With wheat bread and the nutrients that's in it, whether you toast it, and matter of fact, if you take wheat bread and add water or eggs to it, you can almost make what they call gluten. As you put water into the dough and continue to rub it, it can almost act as gluten, which is a form of protein meat. And that is some seriously good eating. Seriously good eating. Let's look at whole wheat bread when you add a little bit of white flour to it. It can help, but you got to have the fiber and the minerals and vitamins and amino acids with that, so that as you put something with the bread, it will go through the body and give us its proper nutrients. Adding a little white flour is not bad, but don't add too much, because like I said, by itself, it will stick against the wall. Matter of fact, when it gets inside of you, it will clog up certain organs so that you can't really function as you should. With the brown bread or wheat, which is one of the grains, it will stimulate the blood vessels, the nerves, matter of fact, the brain cells. It will even help the skin out. It will even help out the blood vessels, because understand, as you eat, all those nutrients do go through the body into the bloodstream, which is one of the main freeways where all the nutrients get to all parts of the body, whether it's your hair, your skin, your eyes, your nose, your hair, and so forth. It is the freeway to get there. Brown bread is a whole lot healthier, but it costs. In the system of America, where nutrient is known for, people would rather have brown bread. However, white bread is pushed so that because it's cheaper. But eventually, if you eat it, that's when the problem starts in your digestive system and in the colon, mainly the colon. That's why people get fat and have other skin problems, because if you cover up the villi and other parts in the colon, that's where everything is distributed. Once thing gets in the colon, those villi will suck up the nutrients and send it out into the bloodstream, into the nerves, the lungs, the kidneys, the spleen, the liver, and other parts. That's where, in the colon, that's where everyone gets their part of the deal. So remember, white bread is okay, but it doesn't have anything in it. Even if it's added, it's still, as I call it, halfway faked. Whereas with brown bread, you have all the nutrients. Matter of fact, from brown flour, you can make meat out of it and other substances so that you can feed the family. Brown bread is the best thing for you because of the fiber that it has within it. Fiber we need, especially for the liver and the colon. Matter of fact, with the fiber, if you drink a lot of water with it, your movement will be much easier and you won't have certain physical problems with that and have to go to the doctor. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will continue bringing you things on health. This is Body Tuna.